Alright guys, got a little quick set here from Parker Brown. He sent me a key, spent a lot of time filing that down, so it doesn't really look like a quick set, but he warned me in an email that it was going to be difficult to insert the key, and indeed it is. You really got to force it in there. And I almost blew this before I ever got started. This is his first challenge lock. I wanted to make sure it worked. And when I turned the key, the pin, there's a hole he drilled in the bottom here, and that pin fell out right onto the floor. And I've got pins everywhere, guys. I spill them all the time. So I kind of had to dig around, and I grabbed the one that looked like it might go in there, slid it in, and thank goodness that was the right one. So if you guys are going to modify locks as challenge locks and you end up with a hole like this, please put tape or something over it, because I very well could have messed this up and not even had a chance to pick it. All right, speaking of picking it, let's do it. Let's try it anyway. Parker did send an email with a encrypted note, which he then gave me a website to go to decrypt it. I have not done that yet, but he says if we fail, we might get some hints about what's inside of here. All right, got that clamped up. It does work. I'm not going to turn that 180 because we're going to have a problem. There's what the key looks like. Looks like it's hand filed. And let's see what we got here. See how floppy that is? That is quite floppy, so probably not a single standard pin in it. And let's see what I'm going to try. Because it's a quick set, I can use a thicker pick. I'm going to use the medium hook from the Praxis kit. This one is 23 thousandths. Okay, I feel 4 pins, but there's got to be 5 in there. Okay, there's 5. One of them is a really strong spring. Feels like it anyway. Maybe it's just a very long pin. But definitely the pick gets snagged on it, and it kind of blows right over the one next to it. But I think we got 5 in there. Let's give it a shot. All right, I'm going to pick it clockwise. Let me turn that a little bit. Let's see what we got here. All right, all the way in. I'm going to try first to rake. Maybe I can rake something up. Very light tension and nothing. All right, it was a try. Counter rotation on 5 already. Got a click. Crunch on 4. Counter rotation on 1. A little click on him. Still getting counter rotation on 1, so I'm going to take a chance. Give him another click. Okay, I do a false set going now. That was a click on 2. That was 4. 3 is giving a little bit of counter rotation. I'm barely holding that tension wrench in there with my thumb. Counter rotation on 3 again. Come on. Okay, now I got a click, but it went away. I don't have a deeper false set though. One is good. There it is. Pin 2 had fallen back down, and I'm still getting counter rotation from him. So I give him a little click. I think we got it. A lot of serrated in here, guys, which I kind of suspected, being the first challenge lock from Parker. I got a very good false set. I'm hung up on something, if I can just find it here. I've got moderate tension now on my thumb, and I'm looking for some kind of feedback. And nothing. There it is, 4. Still on 4. Come on. All right, I'm lightening up the tension. In fact, I'm unwinding the cord a little bit manually to allow 4 to click in place. And I got a very deep fault set going now. And there we go. All right, let's see what we got, Parker. I'm thinking a lot of serrations in here. And some sharp edges based on the amount of crunching that was going on. I do not need to decrypt. Oh, goodness. Okay, so that's just a circlip. All right, so let's go ahead and flip that up there. The key does work. We already proved that. Let me pop that C-clip off and see what we got. All right, we're going to have some problem here. I do have a gap there. Let me zoom this out so the focus will work a little better. The gap there, so if there's a T-pin, and I suspect there probably is something sharp enough to fit inside of there, we're going to have a problem. So, slide this to act as a bridge. And he's, oh no, don't do that. Started to shove him out of there before we were ready. All right, I need a tray. Get all this stuff out of the way. All right, fingers crossed. See if we get this right. All right, there are 5 pins, and it looks like number 3 there's been wallowed out quite a bit. Yeah. And it also looks like he's threaded. The connected cylinders are normal for Kwikset. These pins look a little odd on the top too. Almost like they were little tail pieces from a tiny little lathe or something. Let's see what we got here. Okay, that is, and I don't even know how to identify that guy. It's a normal key pin, but it looks like he's machined or cut a ledge on it there on both the top and the bottom. Number 2. Same kind of thing. We got that little ledge cut on both ends of that guy. 3, same thing. It's kind of like a bullet. That's the one that fell out. Number 4, let me just go ahead and dump this last one because they all look like they've got kind of the same stuff. All right, looking at the lock, looks like we got some very rustic threading. I think that's threading, or maybe a combination of threading and undercutting. 2's got some mods too, but I'm really not sure if that's undercutting or not. Oh, it is. We do have a little edge there on both sides. Small edge there. Threading on 3. Number 4, I don't know why, but the top of it's kind of sliced off here. And then number 4, much deeper undercutting than we saw in cylinder 2. Yep, all right. So a lot of work went into that core. Let's pull that out. See what Parker's got in the top here. And figure out why he had to drill a hole in the bottom of the body there. I don't know. All right, we have a commercial spool in 1. And a steel spring. And it's threaded. Number 2, it is a homemade double spool with very sharp edges. Very nice. And another steel spring. Number 3, he is not threaded, doesn't look like. Same kind of deal in number 3, except I would call him more serrated than a spool. Handmade. There's a spring, I can see him, but there he is. Got stuck to my finger there. All right, let's flip him over. Get those last 2 out of there. All right, on number 5. It looks like a homemade with double spools in it. So he's very similar to the one that we found in chamber number 1. And a steel spring. All the springs look to be the same. And he is not threaded. And the last one, pin 4, very nice. I knew there was a T-pin in there. Otherwise, how would we have gotten that incredibly deep fault set? And there he is, a serrated T-pin. Very nice. Combination technologies there. And another steel spring. All the springs are identical. I don't know why we had a hole there in chamber number 3. I don't see that that was really necessary. Let me pop this off of here. And makes it a little easier to show you the threaded cylinder. So it looks like number 1 and number 3 were threaded, and number 1 was not threaded in the core, but number 3 was. So that's always a good thing. You got threading upstairs and smooth downstairs, kind of throws off the feel a little bit when you're making challenge locks. Parker, great first effort, I've got to say. Guys, here's what we're looking at. Let me turn this guy around correctly. All of the key pins had this machined edge on the front, it looks like. And I don't know, this one was not even rounded off, and he was actually kind of hollow, if you look at that. I don't know if that fits the tip of that inside of there. Doesn't look like it. It fits in there, but it doesn't slide in like a telescoping pin. This looks like kind of like a bullet. No machined edge on the front, but what he does is a sharp edge on the top. This one has a sharp edge on the top, but smooth on the bottom, looks like. And this one definitely has that sharp edge on the bottom of the key pin to snag up, and then a sharp edge on the top to grab those serrations in cylinder number 1 in the Bible. There you go, nice sharp edges to grab more of those threads. Very nice effort. Appreciate it. Parker, keep it up, man. This is a great job. I would appreciate it, though, because I literally almost lost that pin number 3. I lost it on the floor, and I had to pick up one of the pins, and I drop them all the time, and slide it back in there, and just kept my fingers crossed that was the right one. I got lucky. So cover up those holes if you've got something in a challenge lock that's going to spew out pins or springs on me. Anyway, guys, appreciate your time. Stay safe. Stay legal.